Okay, it's that time of year when you want to make sure that your kit is all ready for that spring onslaught. And one of the most important things you need is to make sure your line's refreshed and ready to go. Now, for the last few years, I've been using the subline, which has never ever let me down. It takes a lot for any angler to change over to a different line. But when the boys in product development tell me that Touchdown is a superior line with less stretch, which means it gives you lots of extra advantages, means when you're fishing up to islands that there's no stretch to sort of, if you overcast it, it's going to hold it, so it's not going to go straight into the trees. When you're trying to feel the lead down, because of the lack of stretch, you can feel the bottom better, gives you that all-important donk. So for me, that's what I'm going to be using. I've gone for the 15 pound in brown. It is available in green as well, and I guess you just pick the one that suits your lake better. So first of all, contrary to popular belief, and it's a mistake that I've made on numerous occasions, it's often been written that you should soak a spool of line for up to 24 hours. Now, speaking to Tom in the office, he actually said that sort of works against you because the line absorbs the water and takes it sort of away from its natural shape, almost makes it, it takes on so much water that when the bit that gets on the base of the spool, once it's just sitting there doing nothing, because let's face it, the bit that's right at the back very rarely sees the light of day. As that's starting to contract, it goes really, really crinkly and it feels brittle. Now, I don't think it actually does anything to damage the line, but when you do eventually get to that part, it's just not very nice. It just doesn't behave the way that a normal mono should. So, having checked with him, he said give it a soak for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and that more just allows the spool to take on enough water to make it softer and nicer, so it's nice and tight when you do spool it on. So once that's done and it's on, you thread your line back through your butt ring, and then you tie a knot around the base of your spool. Now I literally just use a couple of granny knots. The reels I use, they've got like a little location point at the bottom that the knot just drops down into to keep it flat. If your reel doesn't have that, doesn't matter, just whatever knot is going to hold. Then it's a case of keeping the line through sort of extra tension. Hold the line very, very tight as you can. You can do it with your fingers, or you can do it through a cloth, so that as it's going on, you know it's going to go on nice and tight. The last thing you want to do is not do that, because if it's going to go on loose, it's going to look nice and full when you finish. Once you've had a few casts and the line's got wet and then you're reeling it back in under tension, you'll soon notice that it's actually underfilled, and that could sort of hinder you when it comes to casting real long distances. So there you go, nice and simple. Keep the line tight, wind it on, so it's just sort of level with the lip of the spool, and you're ready to go.